Hello once again from First Presbyterian Church, Carson City, Nevada. I'm Sherry Chenin. This is Praises in Paper Folding. This week we're on week 9. We're going to be making a cat today. It's a lot of fun. Can't wait to do it with you. Praises in Paper Folding is a 16-week video series where we will be learning origami while creating Noah's Ark. Working with many people, we are going to fold Noah, 12 animals, the Ark, and at the very end, we want to bring everybody together who's been folding with us to create a humongous rainbow. After that, we're going to ask everybody who has completed a Noah's Ark at home to bring it to the church to display for everyone to enjoy. Hello, I'm here today with Brooke Goodmanson. Hi, Brooke.
Hi.
Nice to have you here.
Nice to have you here.
I've not really gotten to talk to you before, so could you maybe just tell me a little bit about yourself?
My name's Brooke. I'm a senior in high school. I go to Carson High. I really just do all the sports at the high school. I don't really do anything else.
Oh, nice. What's your favorite sport?
Skiing.
Skiing. I've tried a couple times, never could conquer it.
Really?
Yeah, I in Montana where I went to college, I walked down a mountain and little kids were literally laughing at me as they were shushing down. So kudos to you, good job, because that's not anything I could ever do.
Yeah, my freshman year is when I learned how to ski, and last year I went to championships
Wow,
for skiing.
you're a quick learn.
Apparently.
That's awesome. How did you do in championships?
Not very good.
But the fact that you got there, that's really impressive.
Yeah.
All right, well, I'm looking forward to getting to know a little bit more about you as we do this. Today, we're going to make a cat. And so we've got a cat here. It even has a little tail. And that's really kind of used for balance. And I made 2 of them. They're slightly different, even though it's the same folds. And so I decided for us, I made our paper smaller. And I think maybe being smaller, it might hold up better.
Okay.
We'll find out, and if not, it's a learning thing. So there's that. When we're done, we're going to take a few minutes, we'll take some supplies and we'll color them and make them whatever we want. Do you have any cats?
Yeah, I have 2. They're
Yeah.
really fat.
I have a big cat. Every cat I've ever owned has been ginormous. Like you guys see these people with little kitties?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're not fat, but I just have big cats. What are your cats' names?
Coco and Patches.
Oh, I like it. I like it. All right. Well, I think we've got a good start. All right, we're ready to start. So often we have been starting with valley folds from corner to corner, and that's exactly what we're going to do today. So we're going to take this corner and fold it to this corner and open it, and then do the same here, this corner to this corner, and open it. They'll give us some guidelines to go on. Okay. Ooh. I'm the one who cuts these papers in squares. And you know, when you're using a paper cutter, you're often like off by like a millimeter or something. It shows this piece perfectly square, first time ever.
Really? Mine's just like a smidge over a square.
I got the one piece and I gave myself the perfect piece. Okay, so once again, I'm going to go ahead and attempt to fold upside down so people watching at home can see it. You can follow the way I do and you'll just be making it upside down, or you can mirror it. So we're going to take the top corner and we're going to put it right down to the middle where that point in the middle is, where the 4 triangles come together. And always try to really make a real crisp. Now, if you happen to hear extra crinkling going on today, we have a couple extra friends here in the studio and they're following along and having fun folding with us, and they're just not sharing on camera time. So kind of fun to have a class going on here. Now we're going to go ahead and we're going to leave this folded here, and we're just going to fold it in half like we did before. And then turn the whole thing over. Okay. Then this little bottom point, what we're going to do is we're going to fold it up to, if you're looking at it, you can see where there's this line right here where this is folded to. We're going to fold that point right up to where that is there. Okay, and once we've done that, we're going to turn it over again. Okay, so I oftentimes grab a little Sharpie to kind of show things on camera. Right here is the middle, and actually I don't want a black line, I'm going to grab, this will work. There is, you can see that here's the middle line right here. And what we're going to do is fold the top here down here, so we're going to fold it in half down to that middle. And we're going to do the same thing on this side. We're going to take the top and fold it down to the middle. So we've just made a really fancy square. It's just a square, but when you think of all the folds that go into it, it's like, oh my goodness. Okay. So if you've got that, I'm just going to pause for a second. How you doing over there?
My paper's not working with me.
Your paper's not working with you? Looks like you've got it tamed. All right, well, we'll give your fingers a rest for a second, and I'm going to give your brain a little workout. This is called Praises in Paper Folding, and we've been doing Noah's Ark and really talking about the faith that Noah had to have in order to build this ark, because he was building it for the longest time. It wasn't just an overnight job before the flood ever happened, and it took a lot of faith for him to do that. There was no rain. And so my question is, what does faith mean to you?
I would say it means like, if things are going on in your life, you just have to trust that God is doing these things for a reason, and that he's not just throwing these in there just like, oh look, let's just do this, let's just do this. He has a purpose for all of it, and all of it will make sense in the end, and you just have to trust that, you know, he's looking out for you and he's not going to let anything bad happen to you.
I love that. For sure, yeah. Yeah, the more life you live, the more you go through, and eventually you go, oh, that was the reason for that. It wasn't pleasant at the time, but now I get it.
Yeah.
Good, well, thank you. Thank you.
Good.
Okay, so what we've actually folded down here, what's hanging down here now, we're going to end up folding up to make ears. And have you ever done origami before?
I sucked at it though. Things never came out correctly.
We know how, like, usually in origami things are pretty precise. You have to get them just so.
Yeah.
The other thing in origami, and it seems like this happens with every fold I've done, it's either really precise or just kind of take a shot at it. And so that's what we're going to do right now, is just to take, it's not going to be difficult, but we are just going to take a shot at it. We're going to take from this corner here, this outer corner, and we're just going to, I'm going to take and put a little, and I'm going to show the people at home where it's going to be. Okay, so I'm going to go from this corner to where I've put this little dot right here, and again, it's just kind of, that's what I decided on, and what's going to happen is when I fold that, and I'm going to really make that crisp, when I turn it over the other way, you can see it's a cat's ear. Okay, so you just kind of decide where you want your cat's ears to be. And you go from that very corner to somewhere in the middle and try to make them kind of match. If they don't match perfectly, that'd be okay too, because cats are sometimes lopsided. So if you look at this side of it, you'll see the ears. Nice. I love that you're using your fingernail, because I discovered today that I really needed to do that on this one in order, because the head's going to be separate from the body, And then we'll put it on. We'll stick the head on the body. But the first time I put the head on the body, I hadn't done that and it just kind of flopped. Okay, so now we have this little triangle up here in the middle. We have our 2 ears that we just folded back. They were down here like this, and we had a square. And then we went ahead and folded those up like this to make the ears. And there's this little bit right here, and what we're going to do is go from the edges where it touches the ears and just fold it down. We're not going to fold the ears down, just that little piece that's in between them. And that's where using your fingernail to make it real crisp works. So it looks like that. Okay, then we're going to take the whole thing and turn it over. And we only have one more fold on this one. If you look at it, it's beginning to look like a cat, and you can see where his little mouth is going to be down here. But we're going to take that little tip right at the top of it and fold it down. That will be his little nose, his little pink nose. So it looks like that. How did you do, Brooke? Nice. You've got a really good looking cat head there. All right, excellent. You made it through the head. Now you'll make it through my next question. Ready? What are some challenges of being a senior this year with everything going on?
I don't know. It's like the workload is all the same, but it just counts more, so it's more stressful. And since Corona happened, we don't get to do all of the things that we're usually allowed to do as seniors. Everything's been taken from us because we have to abide by COVID rules. So that kind of sucks. I don't know.
Have they made any effort to do it? Like, was there a senior sunrise?
Yeah, but usually you get to watch the sunrise and you get to hang out and there's like food and everything. And it was literally, we sat in the bleachers and we had to sit 6 feet apart. So we couldn't it was cold. So we were all sitting there like, and then we couldn't go on the field and take pictures. They wouldn't let us. We just got there, watched the sunrise for like 10 minutes, and then we had to leave. So it wasn't as good as it usually is.
So it's kind of taken a lot of the joy away from it.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, I failed to mention the first time, sorry to everybody out there, that we started with our papers upside down. I used to color all the papers and now I've been leaving them blank, but we do have the word copy on here. And I think you probably figured that out, and you were following along, so you figured it out. So we're gonna do the same thing. We're gonna start the exact same way we started the head as we do the body. We're going to fold this corner to this corner, and then this corner to this corner, and make those 4 triangles with the 2 valley folds. I think this one's off by like a millimeter.
What's a valley fold?
So a valley fold, once I do this I will show you. That's a good question. Okay. So do you see how all of them come down like this, like a valley?
Oh.
And if you turn it over and they go up, it's called a mountain fold. Yeah. But since they're this way, we're going to have our valleys. Okay. Now, the next thing we're going to do, those of you who remember, this is a kite fold. We're going to start from this corner and to here, and we're going to fold this over to the middle. So we're going to fold this in half. We're going to go from the bottom corner to the mid fold. And we're going to do this, and I didn't do that very well. Try to get it a little tighter in there. There we go. And we're going to do the same thing on the other side. So we have a kite. Okay. I probably think about food too much, but to me, instead of a kite, it looks like a waffle cone.
Just kidding.
Okay. Now, the next fold we're going to do, we're going to make a fold, and then we're going to fold it back in. What we want to do is it's easier to fold it outside so that we see what we're doing, and then we'll just reverse it and fold it. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this corner right at this tip, and I'm going to use this again. You can see there is a fold right here, and a fold right here. And what we're going to do is fold this tip right along this line here, like this. And we'll do the same thing on the other side and try to match that. And that tip should touch that fold line. I always play the looks like game, and to me this looks like a collar on a dress shirt. Nice. Now what we're going to do, now that we have that, we wanted that fold there, but just to make it easier, I'm following directions that I got from, that's not the one from this week. Whatever website I've written on the card, I got it. I don't know why they didn't just have us unfold it and fold it this way to begin with, but that's okay. We're just going to fold it backwards now, so I'm going to show you it's going to be hidden behind there. So we're not making any new folds, we're just folding it backwards. Alright, so what you have looks like this. You won't have those little black lines that I do, but it'll look like that. Going okay over there?
Maybe.
Yeah. You got it.
Now I got it.
Now you got it, okay. So you just told me about senior year not being what you really had hoped it would be. I'm sure you've been dreaming about that for some time, and it wasn't what you expected. So what advice would you give seniors for this year as you're heading into what's supposed to be this awesome year, and it's kind of like,
Just appreciate what they do give us, because they do give us Senior Sunrise, and they do try and make all of these things happen, even with all the requirements that they have to follow for all the kids. So I just say appreciate what we get, and don't be all angry that we don't get everything. I mean, we still get football, but it's going to be a different time in the year, so I think we should just appreciate what we get.
good attitude. All right, we are ready to move on to the most difficult fold of this whole thing. And for everybody out there, I'm going to do my best to explain this to you. It's one of those things, when it happens right, but until then, So we did this on purpose. We folded this here on purpose, and we're going to end up pinching it. So what we're going to do is we're going to end up folding the two, so you've got the two corners here. That's going to kind of get pinched together. And you really want this edge to be straight across here. You don't want it cockeyed. You want it to actually come straight together like that, and just pinch that. Now, you already have this edge that's against the center. While we're pinching this, we're going to take this edge and put it against the center also. And so it's one of those things you almost think, okay, if I had a third hand, but if you hold this and pinch it, and you fold this edge to the center, then you have this kind of sticking up like this. It looks kind of like a fin. So you have this kind of fin here now. We're going to take that fin, and we're going to, and again, I'm doing this upside down. You're just going to drop it down like this. And what you're making here, these are the cat's little feet. So we took this edge, this was the bottom edge that was already there, and we pinched this, and we took this edge and put it up against the middle. So make sure that you have pinched where we took this bit and folded it down. The two edges of that are together. And then drop this side of the paper down to the middle. And when you press it down, it just looks kind of like this odd thing, and it's going to become the cat's foot. Now once you've done that on one side, you get to do the same thing on the other side. So I will do it again. We have this little bit we folded down, and we want to take the two corners here and match them along that fold that we made. We already have this edge put to the center. We're going to put this edge to the center also. So we're going to hold on to that. Put this to the center, press it in, and we push that down. And so now if I hold this up and look at it, it looks like this. And what you don't quite see yet is that these are going to be the cat's feet. How are you doing? You got it. Very nice. Good job.
I was struggling at the beginning and I was like,
Right, exactly. But you hung in there. And I'm assuming that that's something that works well in sports is persistence.
yeah.
I was never a sports person. I swam, but
I love to swim. Swimming is fun.
nice.
I didn't get to swim last year though because we had to go into quarantine. And I
Right.
was sad about it.
We'd think, I don't know, I'm not going to get into it, but I would think chlorine would kill pretty much everything.
Yeah.
Okay, so we now have the little paws hanging down here. It doesn't look like much of a cat yet. We're going to take the whole thing and turn it over. And what we're going to create is the tail now, and we're going to take the bottom bit, and we want to fold it up to where maybe you can kind of see the little feet just a little bit hanging out behind where you folded the tail up. Just a little tiny, and you can see my feet are not even because I'm not a professional. There's got to be professional origami folders. I would think because they make books and such.
I would think so.
I would think so. Once you've folded the little tail, you're going to turn it back this way. We have two more folds, and we are done with the body, and we'll be able to put it together and decorate it and all that. So if you were to look at this now and you saw this, what was supposed to be a cat, you could see it has a tail, it's got two little paws, and it has this triangle. So what we're going to do is we're going to take the top of the triangle and we're going to fold it down once. Get it nice and crisp there. So it looks like this, still not ready. And again, this is just the body. We're going to go ahead and fold it down one more time. Fold it twice. And now we have the cat's body ready to go, ready to have the head put on it. And it looks like that. And the tail works perfectly as a
stand.
stand. Thank you. I just lost that word. You got it? It'll push the tail down a little bit so the tail's like sitting flat. That'll help. Yeah. There. Yay. Good job. All right. Well, you are going to make it through this year, and you're going to make some special memories. No matter what it is, you'll have a good time, and you're going to graduate, class of 2021. After you graduate, what do you plan on doing?
I'm gonna go to cosmetology school and get my it's esthetician, nails, full Cosmo, and another one I can't remember. And then I'm gonna go and work, and then go to some school and get my business degree.
With the hopes of?
Opening my own salon.
That's awesome. That's great. I visited my nail lady yesterday, my hair lady today. You're all very important. It takes a whole professional team to get this ready for public consumption. So, so good. Excellent. Well, I wish you all the best in that. Yeah. Well, we took a moment and we decorated our cats, and something that we discovered along the way, this is the little body that I just made today. I make these beforehand just for practice, and so this is the 8.5 by 8.5 paper. For those of you who are getting paper from me and you're looking at these while you're doing this, this was made with the 8.5 by 8.5 paper. Tonight, we did it with 6 by 6. I cut it down for both of these. And what we discovered is that the 6 by 6 head looks better on the 8.5 by 8.5 square. So, my suggestion to you, and you, what you can do is do that first valley, no, never mind. I'm not going to tell you to do that. At any rate, you can cut your square down to 6 by 6. If you do that for one of the papers, you make the body with 8.5 by 8.5 and the head with 6 by 6. You have a really cute little cat. We're discovering the head is still a little top heavy for this, so we're trying to figure that out. If any of you come up with a suggestion so that the cat doesn't do this, I would love to hear it, so please let me know. And I really did such a cute job on her. She just had, oh, her little head fell off. There we go. She made such a cute kitty. Did you model this after a cat, you know? I love this. So cute. With a little bow and everything. So, really creative. Thank you for joining me.
You're welcome.
Had a lot of fun getting to know you a little today. We'll see you next week.